Hey there, everybody. I am Velocirix, and this is the second part of our uh, Greek game. I have not even hit end turn since the last episode, so that will be the first order of business. Now, just as a brief recap, uh, we are in the process of properly defending our holdings, and we're doing that by creating a uh, zone defense system. Oh, this is good. All right, cool. This is not good, but ain't nothing we can do about it. So, okay. Well, by all means, focus on your scholarship, young lady. All right. So there's a lot going on here, and let's just as we get back into the game, let's just kind of do a quick recap. Now, this save game came to me because a fan of the game, was a little frustrated fan of the game, was having some real problems with uh, winning the game. And in this particular case, the Assyrians kind of jumped him and mugged him and just outfought and outbuilt him on the troop front. So I got the save game somewhat before that happened, somewhat before that war was declared. And in this particular case, we were actually able to get a peace treaty with the Assyrians. So there is no immediate threat of being bushwhacked, but we are proceeding as though there very much is. So we are proceeding with the assumption that we are uh, at risk of being attacked. And as such, we are building our military in anticipation of that. So, from a military point of view, we've broken our realm into three zones, and we've got plans to build military resources in all three zones. The critical zone is zone three, which is Thebes. And if the Assyrians were to attack, they would likely attack Thebes because they could approach it from two different directions. So we need a big force in Thebes. Now, a secondary force, Zone 2, will be in the capital because it is possible that the Assyrians could access this mountain pass and come at us from that direction. So we do want some forces here, and also because the other countries in the game could start some shit and we don't want to be surprised. So we need a secondary force in the capital, and then our tertiary force is actually what we've declared as Zone 1, which is city of Crouton. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that's just redneck habit, sorry. So the city of Crouton, which housed our expeditionary force, which has already been dispatched and is currently down here on yonder island, kicking some barbarian butt. We There was a barbarian raiding group that came from here, 2 units. We dispatched them, but we want to put a city here, so we will crush the camp and then kill these little stragglers, and then this will be ours for the taking. And we've got our lone Byreme. Well, actually, we just completed a Byreme. We'll do something fun with him in a minute. Um, oh, but we've got a small navy that's big enough for our purposes at right now, but we do want to add 2 additional ships to it, mostly because I don't like to have taut systems. I like slack in my systems. And we're going to be using both of these ships at anchor, which will give us 0 ships if anything bad happens. And I want to have some more ships in case something bad happens and we need to fight and not just sit at anchor. So we will eventually have 4 ships minimum. It would be a pretty good little battle fleet. But the Expeditionary Force is currently busy, and we will open the turn by smacking the daylights out of uh, barbarians. I'm going to move my hardest hitting unit, this Maceman, into position. But I'm actually going to open the attack with a pot shot from, yeah, I don't care. Okay, so we're at war with the Vandals. Yay. All right, so we took a shot. Yee, okay, we're probably not going to kill him before they get to spawn. Yeah, we're definitely not going to kill him before they get to spawn. Okay, well, in that case, I will move my axeman over here and we'll just take another shot at him. Now, eh, just out of curiosity, okay, because he can't get there because of the zone of control. Well, it's fine. I mean, it's 4-on-3 and our troops are better, so I'm not. It's going to be 4-on-4 next year because that thing's going to spawn, but that'll be all right. But this is a good city site. We need the food, and there's 4 camps here. I wish there was some fish specials, but whatever. There might be over here. But anyway, so we did some damage. We got some attacks in. Now, we have a settler coming in 3, but I don't really want to have to walk him all the way over here. And we don't have an intercoastal waterway yet, so we're going to cheat. I'm going to move the ship here and set him at anchor. And that is going to, this zone essentially becomes our national borders now. They work the same way. And that's important because uh, units moving across water inside your borders, you get 9 tiles of movement per point of fatigue versus 3 on a road. So it's literally 3 times more efficient to move troops that way than it is to move them over the road. So that's why building this intercoastal waterway is going to be really, actually, shockingly important, and why I'm going to buy up these tiles and put a quarry there and then put a specialist on it to see if I can get a sufficient border bump to just close all this in, and then I don't have to leave a ship at anchor anymore. Because I like being able to move 9 tiles for 1 point of fatigue. That's pretty convenient to me, especially if we're building troops down here and we want to, say, suddenly put a bunch of them up here, like in a single turn, to attack Assyria a little later on, then yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing to do. And we can do that simply by buying up tiles and making specialists, all that good stuff. So that's part of our longer term strategy as far as how we're going to deal with Assyria. And again, right now we're at peace with them. So we're making these plans knowing full well that eventually, if they don't attack us, we're going to attack them. But that'll be for a little bit later. For right now, we've spent all of the orders we can down here. We've prepped a path that our settler can take to get to this place when we secure it. So now we're going to turn our attention to workers, and we're going to, this guy is just going to make more lumber mills because we are going to need a bunch of wood in the years ahead. And this guy, what is this? This is flat trees. Do we? No, I don't. No, I think we want to mine the silver and get some money cooking. And then we'll step over here and complete a triad of quarries for the adjacency bonus. And making terraforming in triangles is important because every like improvement gets a bonus for each adjacent like improvement. So a triangle means that each one of these is getting two adjacency bonuses because it's adjacent to two other quarries. So making terrain improvements in triangle shapes is how you get the most bang for your terraforming buck. So we're going to do more of that, and we're going to, of course, quarries are better adjacent to mountains. So both of these forests will go away and become quarries themselves, but we'll get there. But in the meantime, the other objective that we have is to bump up our orders count. And we do that by building garrisons and citadels and all that crap. But that takes stone. So we have to focus on building quarries first. We bulk up this number, we bulk up this number, and then we can take a pause and start building some of the fun stuff. But that doesn't happen unless we've got a very large supply of stone. We're going to need even more stone than we need wood. And right now, we are simply building a metric crap ton of troops. And I don't necessarily want to build a ton of macemen because we're going to get swordsmen before too long, and these guys upgrade to swordsman 2. So I don't necessarily want to spend 50 extra iron on a maceman and then have to spend 200 more to upgrade him later when I can do the same thing for 50 less metal up front. So we're just going to build the cheaper options. I mean, I built a couple of macemen and we're going to use them. Um, they count, toward military strength and all that. This guy, we're going to migrate these guys up to this area, but this guy is actually on a mission. He's going to buy some tiles for us because we want these tiles because we want to build more quarries on them. So he's just going to run around and buy tiles, buy tiles. Actually, I'm going to have him do that too so we can get it done a little bit faster. And yeah, we're just gonna close this all up and give us some more good quarry tiles. Uh, what we do have, we just recently installed a spy master. So we need to get our scout over here because one thing that we desperately need is information. And actually, when some of our troops finish up, we probably need to build at least a couple more scouts so we can infiltrate more Assyrian cities more quickly. And I'm going to focus on Assyria because when the save game came to me, Assyria was the hobgoblin. They were the one that was causing the problem. So let's thoroughly investigate the source of the problem. We will infiltrate his cities, which will give us more science anyway, and that's going to be a good thing. And it will give us very detailed information about Assyrian troop movements, and that is going to be pretty important. So, yeah, we want to do that. Um, and I think I'm just going to move one of my newly minted Macemen up here. And I'm not really all that worried about their specific positioning right now because we're not, as far as I know, about to be attacked. I just want to get the guys in the general neighborhood and I can worry about putting them where I want them later. I don't necessarily care about that right this second, but it will matter, later on. So that was not much of a turn. We didn't really get a whole lot of fun things accomplished, but we did get a little bit, and every little bit helps. So off we go for another turn. And next year, we will have one of the pivotal techs in the game, machinery, which will enable us to start building catapults. And we're going to use ours defensively at first because we're going to station them in Thebes. And I'll probably build one and maybe two for the capital. They've got a smaller force. They won't need as many. But our army that we're building in Thebes is eventually going to be the one that we use to project power. And as such, it will be larger and capable of dealing with a variety of threats, including simultaneous threats. So now, what I really want are longbowmen and swordsmen. So I am going to, not that. Okay. Cohorts. Oh, I thought I could set multiple tech targets. Can I not? Okay. Apparently not. Yes, there we go. Shift and left click. So those are the two techs that I really want in the short term because I want to build up our military. And when I do that, that will tell me, okay, you need to get this tech then because it's on the path of the stuff you said you wanted. So good, that automates the process. We don't have to think about it and we can just, get stuff. Now, combat. Okay, so it's 4-on-4. This is the important thing. We get this, the battle's over. So the question is how to best go about that. Well, I'm going to lead. Actually, I don't know if I am. Let me think about this. Okay, so that's just going to do a little dent. It's not really going to do much of anything. Okay, but collectively, these two should be able to kill to get the kill shot. So we will lead with the spearman, right? Come on, give me a hit. Very good. We will crush this guy with, gain a horse. Ooh, gain a horseman or a rancher. Ooh, you know, we we are short on military units. I would love that rancher, but I'm taking the horseman. We need an army. Okay. Uh, so now it gives me a horseman down here, and that's even better. Now I'm gonna slide the axeman over and attack here because of the way he deals damage. That means that we damage this guy, but we also dinged this guy, and that's good. And then Now if I, now I can't get any closer because of zone of control, so we'll just take the shot from here. And then I see, so close. I can't kill him, but that's okay. We'll just wreck him with this other, with this new horse unit. Okay, so I mean that pretty much ended the battle. He's only got one, actually has no full strength units left. Every unit he's got has been damaged in some way. He doesn't have enough combat strength to kill my weakest unit, although he is gonna. Ooh, maybe he does. Shoot, maybe he does. Okay, I don't like that. Then let's do something about that. Yeah, yeah, let's do something about that right now. We just completed this archer. I'm gonna bring him out. I'll take a shot. We'll kill this guy now. Now there's no way he can kill any of my units, right? So it was dicey. He might have been able to kill this guy. Now it's just straight up impossible. So we're safe. And if I wanted to, no, I can't. Okay, well that's fine. This is more than adequate to the task. We're gonna be able to finish this off pretty quickly. Okay, we got our settler coming in two. This guy's idle. How long does it take you to build a scout? 2 years. Sold. Give me two of them. Yeah, give me two of them. Okay. Ubalnu's demand? Who's making demands? Okay. Waste no time in making her. Wow, great. Okay. Hmm. Well, we definitely don't want a war with Babylon. And we can afford the money. Very well. Oh, by all means, become a scholar. That's going to do good things. Yeah, look at the science. And I don't even care what your base stats are. You are going to become intelligent because that's going to give us more science. In case you didn't realize, I am a huge science nerd. More science, must have more science. Now, since we've got two mines here, I'm just going to go ahead and put a mine here to complete a triangle for the adjacency bonus, even though the quarry would actually give us nominally more. Uh, we have a pretty good surplus of stone right now, and we don't where iron is concerned. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And this guy is probably just gonna do another. Uh, I think they get a bonus for being adjacent to the thing, the pasture, maybe, or am I wrong? For adjacent lumber mill and camp. Okay, so and that's not a camp, so that's not going to do anything. But 9 is a pretty good output anyway. Could I get more than 9? I mean, yeah, I could. Okay, so we'll make a triangle of lumber mills there, and then probably there as well. Yeah, okay. Scout. Create an agent network in Tushpa. Now, now we can see what's going on. And, one of the things that we see is that they have a fairly good collection of troops. I mean, it's not, we've got roughly the same number. Looks like they got 3 archers, a chariot, and a spear. We've got 2 axes, 2 archers, and a mace. Well, 3 axes. So we're more or less at parity with what they've got in that one city. But of course, they've got more cities than we do. And there's probably many other such collections just kind of lurking around in various places in Assyrian territory. So we're gonna need, yeah, we're gonna need more guys. Simple as that. But this is strategically important, so we're gonna finish, and that should give us both of these tiles. Yes, it did. So yeah, look what that did to our borders. That's pretty huge, and that gives us a lot more quarry tiles that we can play with. And now we can start. I think I want to buy these 3 because that's going to give us this one. When we buy this, we'll snag the tiles adjacent to it, and that's going to expand our borders. Because when we start fighting with the Assyrians, I very much want them to be fighting in our turf and not the other way around. So, like in other words, if they assuming even if they attack us and if we've pushed our borders very far away from our city, then they're going to have to spend time marching through hostile territory where most of their troops can't heal while ours can, unless they've got a hero general. But most of their units aren't going to be outfitted with hero generals, and we can verify that by looking at the troops we can see. And in fact, yeah, none of them are have hero generals. So all of these guys, if they were to cross into our borders and attack, we would be able to heal, and they would not. And that's a pretty compelling advantage. And especially once we get some catapults positioned where we can rain splash damage fire down on them as they're approaching, they're going to be all tore up before they even reach the city, right? So even if they don't attack, like eventually when we declare war on Assyria, assuming they haven't beforehand, our strategy is going to be to let them come to us. We'll declare war, but we won't actually invade. We're going to make them come to us because that's going to make them show us their hand. They're going to show us where their troops are concentrated, where they're coming from. They're going to show us what their attack force is, and they're going to be fighting on turf that belongs to us. So we have all the advantages. And yeah, some terraforming improvements might get tore up and, for a turn or two. And that is way better than losing troops. So yeah, let them rip some stuff up, let them come on in, and we will blow them apart, and then we will counterattack. And that is how we beat a a nation with more cities and probably more orders. That's how we do it. We make them spend their orders moving to us. We cut them to ribbons, get the army down in size, and then we counterattack and blow their doors off. That's how we do it. So that's what we're going to do. In the meanwhile, though, we still have 10 orders left and we have a battle to finish. So, no, we don't. Never mind. Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. So let's go over here. Looks like we're actually going to be able to save. some orders this turn because I am not going to uh, do a lot of trade missions and stuff right now. I'm going to check our relationships to see. Okay, an onager in 6, that's not bad. We're going to need like 5 of them anyway, 5 or 6. So yeah, let's just go ahead and queue one up right now. Let's see. Do we have any other cities that? No, we don't. Do I have any troops that I need to move around? No, I don't. He's just going to go to sleep right there. Okay, this guy can get promoted. Oh, because he's standing on the range, right? And we're going to give him a besieger promotion because when we counterattack, we're going to be using him to plink away at guys in cities, so guys in urban tiles, and that will help us out in that regard. This guy is, I think, sitting on a barracks. Is he not? Yes, he is. So he can just stay on the barracks and quietly percolate some experience. This guy is just gonna mosey up to the coast. And we had originally said we wanted 12 units up here. We're going to count these 3 as being up here because they can follow the road and get there pretty quickly. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not counting the garrison. So there's 9 of 12. And, you know, I mean, we're not where we need to be yet, but we're not too far away. We'll have a 10th next year. We'll have a first onager coming up in 6, settler in 2. Why are you building a gardener? Did I did I do something weird, or is there a? Yeah, I don't remember telling him to build a gardener, but okay, he's only 3 turns away, so I guess we will let him finish his gardener. But he needs to be doing something not gardening-ish. He needs to be doing something that will help us um, build the military we need to protect our holdings properly. So I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, we'll worry about that in 3 years. I'm not going to interrupt him now. He's pretty close to being done. Okay, and then this archer can just remain on the range and continue to fire. So we will save, because we have the law that enables us to save orders between turns. So we're not losing anything by doing that. Yeah, I think everything, I don't know about, well, no, we need divine rule to adopt paganism as our state religion. And I need to check to see, have we actually adopted a state religion? That would be a good thing to check, right? And is our leader pagan? Yeah, she is. Okay. We don't really need to hold court. I don't think we need to rally any troops. You know what we could do though? Let's influence our spy master. And in fact, Um, one other thing that we can possibly do here is let's choose an agent for Tushpa. Okay, well, I'm going to choose him because he's got Solver's picture and because he generates more science for us, and I like science. Okay, well, that is helpful, and we still have 2 orders left that we can bank for next go. So we avoided a war with Babylon by paying them a little money. And yeah, it's inconvenient, but it's a whole lot less inconvenient than going to war since we're not really ready for war with anyone yet. So when that happens, you pay the tax and you move on. When I did not check relations, but okay, so they're not super pleased with us, but they're also they don't hate us. They just well, she doesn't like us much. And we're apparently related to Queen Ubalnu. Hmm. Okay, well, let's watch what shenanigans they're going to do down here, and we should have no issues finishing this up. Persia and Assyria now at peace. I didn't even realize they were at war with each other, but okay. Uh, oh, uh, yeesh. Oh, I don't like this stuff. But we don't want him to be disappointed, so we're going to do it because, hey, oh, we need to, okay. Well, let's see. Let's check our family relations because if possible, we need to put someone, see, these guys are just terrible. Man, okay, well, I don't really like the idea of hurting our relations with world religions. I mean, they already kind of don't like us anyway. Uh, and we need to pick a new governor in Eritrea, but that's not the worst thing. Okay, so let's do that. We got some staffing changes made. Uh, let's go to here and see if we can find a governor who's not terrible. Oh, Pay, young guy, gives us science. Yeah, you're hired, mustache. Okay, well, that's helpful. Now we're up to 181. I'm digging that. Our ambassador died, and we already chose a new one, so we won't. Okay, now here. Uh, oh, I built this to push the borders out, but we were going to do a shrine here because we want to start spreading our pagan religion to uh, our other cities. That was one of our objectives because, yeah, the more paganism we get, the happier our families will be. So we want to do that. Well, let's just take a look. I don't even, from memory, I don't even remember what the, why are our shrines not even showing up? Surely we can build shrines, right? I mean, we kind of almost have to be able to. We already built one, so why are they not there? I don't know. That's weird. Uh, are we, no, show valid improvements. Yeah, okay. Are there any? No, it's like literally telling me we don't have. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. Uh, do we have a law that is like in some way you can't build shrines anymore? Is that even a thing? Okay, well, we kind of need polytheism then because we want to build multiples. We need tolerance. That'd be useful. Okay, so we won't worry about that right now. In that case, we will work on something that will bump up our order counts. And to do that, I want to build a garrison like here because that's going to push our borders out. And I want to be able to use these urban improvements to expand our borders. So, yeah, we're going to come over here. And that's going to be worth half an order. So absolutely, let's do that. And we can afford to do that because we're now generating 105 stone every turn. So we can spend some of that juicy and delicious stone down. Let's go ahead and get another onager cooking. And yeah, we're running dangerously low on stone, which is, again, one of the reasons we need tons of quarries. Okay, so let's kill this guy. All right, really? Can we? Oh, and even you can't kill him. Well, holy cow. Okay, well, then let's just do it the long way. We will whack you with the spear. Oh, we got a critical. Well, that makes life a little easier. And we'll come over here and we'll whack you. And we'll whack you. And we will whack you. And that is the end of the fight. Yonder island has been conquered. And if I am not mistaken, our settler is ready next year. Yes, yes, it is. Okay, good. And we've already got his path laid out so he can get where he's going. And what else we gonna do? Axeman, gonna come up here. We don't have a barracks he can sit on down here, do we? No, we just had the one, and it is currently being sat upon by uh, a maceman, which is fine. So we'll move him up this way. This guy will, what will he do? Okay, well then let's actually do this guy. We'll come out here. We'll buy this tile, which should give us, yeah, the water tiles too. Cool. And then next year we'll buy this, and that'll expand our borders quite a lot. We buy this forest tile. Can we do that this year? I don't, I don't think we can. Maybe we can. Can I use this archer to, oh yeah, we can. I just don't want to give, you know, Assyria a chance to do anything like what we're doing to them, which is encroaching on their territory in a big way. Okay, so now look at what we've done here. Let's just take a minute to reflect on this because this is huge. Um, if we continue this buying spree, and I could actually take this guy for just a minute and jump out here and buy this tile, right? And we can just do this. And then next year, when we come up here and buy this tile, it's going to give us like 4. So now, if we continue to buy from 2 different directions, we are very quickly going to close in all of this territory, and most significantly, we're going to close in this waterway, which is going to enable us to move troops from yonder island and our southern cities all the way up to this city right here. So when we're ready to attack, we can actually make a two-pronged attack, right? Because we'll have our big main battle group here. So big main battle group sits here. We declare war on Assyria, but we don't do anything. Assyria comes in from this direction. They come in from this direction. We take the blow on the chin. We eliminate their initial invasion force. Battle group pushes toward Tushpa, and our expeditionary force and whatever else we've been able to put together in the south, bang, shows up right here like the next turn, and we lay waste to 2 Assyrian cities. That's the value of the intercoastal waterway, and that's why we're spending a ton of money to make this happen, because that just magnifies the power of our forces to an almost ridiculous degree. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And this guy is just going to come right here and fortify. He gets a bonus for fortifying in a hamlet. And so we're gonna do that. And this guy is gonna come right here and maybe, oh no, because my mouse didn't. For some reason, my computer's being insanely slow, and I don't know why, because I just rebooted it before I started this game. I don't know if it's unhappy about something, but I will worry about that later on. I can fix that on my own time. This video, making this video for you is my priority, and I will worry about uh, the weirdness of my computer later on. Now, I mentioned um, that we're just going to adopt a defensive posture and let Assyria come to us when we declare war. So here's exactly what we're going to do. And you notice I'm starting to fortify a couple of guys here because these are the positions that I'm going to keep them in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put our first onager in Thebes. It's going to be inside the city and unlimbered and ready to shoot. And onagers have a range of 4 or 5. I'll have to double check. But anyway, let's say they've got a range. I think they got a range of 4 or 5 on a hill. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We could shoot at the leading elements of his army before they even get to our territory. Or actually, we're going to buy these tiles up. So this will technically be our territory by the time all that happens, because I'm going to spend just ridiculous amounts of money and buy this border, maybe not all the way into here, but yeah, I want to buy like all around this hill, and that's going to give us some more water. We're just gonna spend ludicrous amounts of money to expand our borders towards Assyria to force them into our trap, right? We're going to force them to have to walk through a lot of our territory. It's going to burn up their orders. Their troops are going to be vulnerable. They're going to not be able to heal. Most of them are not going to be able to heal. Meanwhile, we're sitting back here in prepared defensive positions with literally all of the advantages. And this is going to do really nasty, evil things to uh, Assyria's troops. And it won't matter that they have the funky voodoo stuff going on with their, yeah, that's not going to matter like at all, because we're just going to be able to completely dominate them defensively. And so, take a look at what we're doing here too, right? So I've got my I've got my infantry here in the trees. So if he comes up with his, archer heavy force, well, that's a 50% reduction in damage right there. This is a 35% reduction because I get a bonus for infantry and an urban tile, and then I get I think a 10% bonus for being on a hamlet. So 50% reduction, 50% reduction, 35% reduction, 50% reduction, no, 25% reduction, sorry. And then when his infantry units and chariots get up here, well, we're going to have onager fire, archer fire supporting the infantry, overlapping fields of fire, and level 5 fortifications on the front line guys. That's going to be a really tough wall to break. And I'm not saying he can't do it, because Assyrian troops are really, really good. But from a defensive standpoint, that's going to be a major hurdle. And it's going to give us lots of time to just grind him down. And our city is not going to be, in any kind of danger whatsoever. And even if uh, these guys, our army gets dented and we have to pull back, the city alone is a formidable defense force. And we can simply scoot the archer back 1 tile, move the infantry behind the city to heal up, and then counterattack when they're healed. So even if the city takes a couple of pot shots, it's going to be with the force that I have in mind to put here. It's going to be virtually impossible for Assyria to seriously threaten Thebes, and we will just absolutely bleed the nation dry if they send the bulk of their forces to Thebes, like I imagine they will. And I say that they will because in looking at the map, that's what makes sense, right? It's a longer trip across not great terrain to come this way in force. And even if they did that, we got roads and they don't. So we could just reposition the army and do the same thing here. It wouldn't help them any. So however Assyria comes at us, we're ready. I mean, we're totally on it. The only difference would be if we had to shift our army, we wouldn't have level 5 fortification bonuses. Although we might, because we could position these guys in advance. So this, our reserve force over here would be level 5, and these guys would simply be the reinforcements. But either way, they're not. They might send like a secondary force over here, but this is not a great approach for them. So it would just be completely shocking if this was uh, the main thrust of their attack. That the AI is just not going to do that. The AI is very good, but the AI typically deals with what's directly in front of it. And when presented with this kind of opening, this is what the AI is going to focus on right here. I can just practically guarantee it. And so knowing that, we can plan for it, and that's what we're going to do. And that's not, by the way, that's not a knock on the AI at all, because most human players would make that same assessment, right? Wow, why would I want to try to march my army all the way over those hills? And that's just heinous. Now, the one thing that a human player might do, which would telegraph their intentions, would be to send some workers up to build a road through all those hills. Okay, well, guess what that road's for? So you're going to see that happening and you're going to know, oh, I see what they're doing. And you're going to be able to respond accordingly. So if we see the AI doing that, then we'll factor that into our thinking. But right now, we don't we don't see that. So we're not going to worry about it. Yeah. And our husband obviously took a dim view of our recent extracurricular activities. Our relationship with him has taken a hit. So we do need to keep an eye out for opportunities to smooth things over. I don't like having anything but green in my small council up here. That little patch of yellow is bothersome. Hey, another man, sickness running through the ranks. Okay, so we lost another point of legitimacy, which is never a good thing. We got more and more people converting to uh, Zoroastrianism. Okay, well, yeah, we totally want to do that because we don't want. Uh, there's nothing really to be gained by fighting uh, Babylon, and especially we've got. I mean, one of the main purposes of this save game finding its way to me was Assyria. So if we're going to fight anybody, we're going to fight Assyria. So heck yeah, let's say I don't like having to spend the stone, but anything that boosts our uh, diplomacy is that's good. Okay, well, we could gain a conscript. Uh, I've been on a quest to. Well, hang on. Actually, Eritrea has already got a conscript, so we don't really need one there. And I don't know that we need a conscript in any other Sage cities. Not to my knowledge. Let's just kind of. Oh, well, no, because this guy, he was off buying a tile, but he'll be back. Uh, yeah, I don't see that we need another conscript. They're not great troops. We used them so we could concentrate our better forces. Uh, yeah. Well, how old are you, our leader? Okay, we're probably not going to live long enough to do this if we want to keep focused on our goals, like any of those. So we're just going to forge our own path. And we could use the legitimacy anyway. So, yeah. All right, let's pick a new. Ooh, hello. Hell yeah. Ms. Moneybags and Troop Trainer. Let's put you in charge. Okay, so, yeah. Let's see. What will it take to get? I almost don't care how many orders it takes. Yeah, we're just gonna we're just gonna get there. I'm gonna force march and just burn as many orders as it takes to make that happen. Now, these guys have 3 cities. These guys only have 2 cities, and these guys have 3 cities. So I think we just want to give it to the patrons, right? Although the sages are the least happy with us, but I kind of don't care. I wanna I wanna keep everybody kind of even, at least in the city count, and we can do other stuff to make the sages happy, and we are going to need to address that before we go to war. We want everybody to be green before we go to war. But one of the advantages of getting the city down quickly is that we can go ahead and heal all these guys without spending any orders to move them anywhere. We can just heal them where they are, and then, uh, yeah, send them elsewhere later if we need to. I mean, these guys are our expeditionary force, so they're fine where they are. They can defend the coast from here just as easily, so they don't really have to go anywhere else. But we have a couple of guys that are not technically part of the expeditionary force that we want to ship north. But let's, okay. I want to see, well, first thing I want to do is I want to come over here. And I think if I buy this tile, I'll get some of these adjacent ones. It should close up like the 3. Yeah, yeah. So it's going to give us 3 tiles for the price of 1. So we do that, right? And that gives us some additional border. And then we're going to come here and buy this tile, and that's going to give us 4 or 5 because it's going to give us everything adjacent to that urban tile. So we do this. Oh yeah, yeah. See, we expand Crouton's borders quite significantly for that $200. And we made a discovery to boot. That's pretty fun. Now, what will happen next is I think we're going to spend at least a couple of more turns continuing to buy tiles. I'll probably send the axeman back home now. And I want to come here and buy. And this again, this gets progressively more expensive. So the more tiles you buy, the more expensive it gets. But uh, we're not just spending money for the hell of it. I mean, this has a very specific purpose, and I'm ignoring the lake here, and we can eventually buy more tiles and fill that in or whatever. But the important thing is I want to push this coastal waterway up against their borders. That's the goal, And so and this strip of land is not that wide. So what will happen is, let's say we've got troops down here in Crouton. We've got our expeditionary force sitting in Crouton, right? So we get 9 tiles of movement along the intercoastal waterway. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a point of fatigue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll be uh, so, and then second point of fatigue, third point of fatigue, and then we could force march to close the distance to the water. So with using just a few extra orders, we could actually get guys from Crouton all the way up to Thebes and put them on the front line. That's pretty that's pretty huge. So yeah, that's kind of what we're shooting for. And I don't mind spending some money to make that happen because it just makes the whole realm a lot more defensible. We rapid response. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I think I like the idea of just kind of cozying up to the Zoroastrians now. I will lose some civics, but I don't. We have a lot of civics. I don't really care so much about that. Okay, now let's get our scout, and we want the scout to come over here. Next turn, he can take a short walk across the water and we'll infiltrate whatever this is and we'll learn more about Assyrian defenses. And that is a very, very good thing. We get another onager cooking. And here we will get a worker, a conscript, and a forum and some walls. And that'll just give him plenty to chew on. This is not going to be, we're not looking to put this city into the thick of things in the immediacy. So I'm not going to worry too much about what the city's producing. I just don't want to have to keep checking in on it every year because it's kind of, I mean, it's on the southern periphery of the map. It's kind of out of the way. This city's not going to be pivotal to anything, but it's cool that we have it because it gives us a ninth city. And once our worker comes out and once we get this food working, we can do some other fun stuff with it. But for now, I don't really care what the city produces. It's not gonna be a production powerhouse anytime soon anyway, and I'm not. The terrain's all flat, so it's gonna be a good food producer, and that's kind of it for a while. And that's fine. We could use some more food, so that's not a bad thing. All right. We don't have a lot of orders left. Oh, this guy was doing the gardener for some random and unknown reason that I still don't remember what the hell I was thinking, why I told him to work on a gardener. I think maybe it was a slip of the mouse. I don't know. Uh, but whatever. We have a gardener now, so yay, go us. Uh, what do you? Okay, you can actually. No, you can't really do a conscript any faster than you could do regular troops, so it won't really. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that now. Hmm. And I believe you built walls. I think that was the build that was going on when I took the game over, was walls, which is a good build, so that's fine. Um, yeah, we're just gonna do a forum to give us some more civics, and then we're gonna start doing stone cutters to give us more civics because we can see the other thing is, right, we've only got 36 trading points a turn, so we don't want to set this city to making troops because that's going to ratchet this number down even further. And we don't want to do that. We have tons of civics, so we can just focus on making more civics in this city, and then we can use that to we could parlay that into other stuff later on. So yeah, it's kind of a balancing act, keeping your cities. You don't ever want to, when you go on a war footing, you don't ever want to just put all of your cities to making troops. Oh, and no, the gardener was up here. I was wrong. Um, because that will crater your military training points, and that's not good. You don't want to do that. So you have to kind of balance between, okay, yes, we need troops, but we also need training points to do promotions and assign generals and other things like that. So we don't want to just focus exclusively on uh, training troops. There's a lot of other things that you need those military training points for, including forced marches, launching assaults, all sorts of things. So yeah, going on a war footing, that actually means balancing your production, not going all in towards troops. And if someone does that, then they're probably setting themselves up for disaster in a fight because they're going to run out of a critical resource right when they need it the most. And then they're going to be basically paralyzed and not able to respond to chaotic situations. And that's just never a good position to find yourself in. So don't do that. Don't set yourself up for failure by hurrying. Slow is fast. Go slow, take your time, build everything incrementally. Don't get in a rush. Even if you're under pressure, don't get in a rush. That just causes you to make mistakes. And look, I mean, we started this game on what, turn 94, so it's been 10 turns. And although we're not finished by any means, we've actually made pretty solid progress, right? We've got the beginnings of an army sitting here in Thebes. We've got the beginnings of a defense group sitting up there in the capital. We've taken over, yonder island from the barbarians and have the beginnings of a fleet. I mean, we're marching toward a variety of goals, but we're doing it carefully. We're doing it systematically. We're not rushing. We're taking a very pragmatic, cautious approach, and it's going to pay dividends. Okay, well, none of that seems especially good, but everybody is gossiping about my scandal. Oh, see, yeah, I don't necessarily want him to be estranged. Ooh, but I definitely don't want a vengeful ambassador. Uh, oh, we definitely. Okay, so somebody's going to be vengeful or estranged. Estranged is the lesser of the evils, so we're going to do that. Uh, well, I don't especially want to slander the Romans, but I'm also not scared of the Romans. So, yeah, I guess we'll slander the crap out of them. Okay, well, we're going to choose the 19-year-old scholar and let her be the governor in Heraclea because that'll give us some more science. And there's no such thing as, and you will never reach a point in the game where you say, wow, I just have too much science. That's just never going to happen. So, you know, uh, yeah. Well, she won't be the governor for very long because she's 73. But okay. All right. So that gave the, or we have a new half of an order. And look, our order count is going to be 40 next year. We are making progress. All right. And I do want to put some mines on these hills, but honest to goodness, we need more training points out of here. This city is just not good for anything right now. And it needs to be good for something. And for the immediacy, it's going to be good for troops. So we're going to give it a barracks because we are, well, yeah, we don't really have a lot of spare metal, but we'll fix that. So well, we'll give it a barracks for now. Okay, what else? Speaking of mines and mining, let's just go ahead and make a triad of mines right here. Well, that completes our triad of mines here. So, yeah, I think we're going to swing over here. That's still in artisan territory, so he won't get dinged for working in some other family's territory. I don't know if you who are watching this video are aware, but if a worker works in land belonging to another family, it adds a turn to how long it takes to build whatever it is he's building. So it doesn't matter, like if you're building a road or if you're repairing a damaged tile, because that just takes one turn regardless. But if you're building an improvement that takes X number of turns, then it's going to be X plus one if he's in territory different from the family that the worker belongs to. So just some random little thing to keep in your remembery. Guess what we're going to put here? Yet another quarry. Because despite the fact that we've been building more quarries than literally anything else since I've started playing this game, we still don't have nearly enough. So we're going to build more. In fact, when I play this game, I conservatively estimate that like 85% of the tile improvements I make are quarries because you just need stone for everything. You need stone for almost every urban improvement. You need stone for your, if you're going to build forts, you need stone for all your religions. You just need stone for everything. So, and then you need stone to build lots of different military units. So it's just a resource you're never going to have enough of. All right. So we got 2 scouts. Oh yeah. Hey, let's do some more infiltrationing. Looks like we got 2 different cities here. I don't know anything about either one, so we're just going to pick one kind of at random. And let's see what's behind door number 2. Okay. Let's, do we have anybody good? Not really. I mean, all these guys have jobs except the king consort. Oh, and he's the governor of Thebes, so yeah, we no, okay, no, he's not. But he won't actually give us anything, so I don't know that there's any value in making him an agent there unless we just want to kind of get rid of him. But no, I think we will not do that. Um, let's try to influence him. We're gonna try to turn that around a little bit, right? I mean, he is dear old hubby after all. Okay, this is our, yeah, we need, we need more onagers for sure. That is not even a question. We need onagers because splash damage, really super strong. We need onagers. That we got, yeah. Everything else can wait. Honestly, everything else can wait. This is our Cadillac unit right here. The best thing we can build, offensively or defensively. All right, Eritrea is not going to build an onager because apparently they have crap military production. It's going to take 12 years versus 2 in our big military city. Oh, this was the city that was building the gardener. And you know what? I think I probably meant to have them build the camp rather than the gardener because that would actually give us half an order. I don't have any comprehension of why I would tell it to build a gardener, but okay. Wait, gardeners give you luxuries, but I don't see where is said gardener. Do we even know? Oh, no, it said gardener, not farmer. I don't even see a gardener. I don't even know. I don't even know. Why is that even a thing? You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to build this guy because it's going to give us half an order. And yeah, so yeah, we want more orders. Okay. This guy had built uh, a camp, and we now know that lumber mills get an adjacency bonus for being next to camps, which that's not. So, okay, so we'll go here. and build the thing, the lumber mill. Right. And then, well, you two. So lumber mill. And we don't, I mean, I don't even care that he's not in the right city border. Okay, so it takes us an extra turn, and I don't care. And then we'll do another one here. And we have another, oh, but he can't get that far. So whatever, go as far as you can. Okay. And we didn't save any orders again, but that's kind of a longer term project. So yeah, in terms of like things that we would need before we actually declare war, we would want to make sure all three of our families are happy. We'd want to have all three of our battle groups fleshed out, zone defense groups, completely fleshed out, pre-positioned for a defensive posture on the turn of declaration, and 100 orders in the bank at a minimum. That's like at a minimum. Preferably like 1,000 training points too, so we could do uh, fun things like promotions, reassignments, uh, launch offensive, whatever comes up. I mean, it's hard to say. Once the fighting starts, it's very unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. Having that cache of training points and the banked orders will just give you the flexibility to respond to, whatever. And that's kind of what you want. You don't have to think of everything. You just have to have enough resources that if you haven't thought of everything, you can recover and compensate and make up the difference with brute force if necessary. Which sounds kind of simplistic, I guess, but it's uh, true. That gardener gave us some kind of a luxury, by the way. We'll have to check it out. Not that we need it right away necessarily, but okay. What do we have more of? We have more wood than iron, so it'll be easier to upgrade archers to longbow than spearmen and axemen to swordsmen. So that's kind of what we'll do. Okay, now one little bit of housekeeping that I want to do while we are here. Uh, yeah, the sacred band. First thing I want to, since I had a capital E on the other guy, I want to put a capital E on him. The other thing, so he's expeditionary force, he's expeditionary force, he's expeditionary force, and are you? No. But I think you probably should be, because the initial vision for the expeditionary force was two infantry and two archers. So since this guy's here, Uh, let's just go ahead and officially designate him as expeditionary guy. And then these guys, our horsemen and our macemen, we will just uh, migrate north, right? Let's just get them up here. Okay. Yeah. Move. All right. And yeah, so he was not designated as an expeditionary guy. But I think we have an archer somewhere that I had designated expeditionary who wound up not going for whatever reason. Oh, because we got a free guy, right? And it looks like maybe this dude. I don't know. Where are you? Yeah. So let's just officially make you not expeditionary. That no particular reason for doing this except I just kind of want to help keep myself organized. So this guy should be right. Yeah. And then, oh, but okay. I don't know why it's showing up capital there. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I don't care. Okay. So there's those two and those two. But that's it. Right. Okay. So that's it. Good. Let's infiltrate another city. Show me. Show me. Gerbil. The city of Gerbil. That's what we're going to call it. Yeah. Okay. So now we're starting to get a better and more complete picture. So, like I'm thinking longer term here. I'm thinking when we eventually declare war on Assyria, in terms of capturing and holding cities, I think these two would probably be fairly easy to take and hold. Uh, we know he's got more cities up in the fog, and we'll eventually, we'll send our scouts progressively deeper into Assyrian territory to find out, exactly what he's got up here and all that. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of cities north of Tushpa, and so he's going to be able to fairly easily reinforce Tushpa. And if let's say we took this city, then we're kind of in the same problem. We're kind of in the same boat that we're in with Thebes, in that he can come at us from, well, technically three different directions. So this would be really, really frustratingly hard to hold. On the other hand, if we demonstrate here and crush the army that he sends out to get us, we build another attack force, and kind of cobbled together from our other resources, and we take uh, Tyria, then we should be able to take Gerbil too, and just hold right here in this fairly narrow neck of land. Because once we've got this city, then he really doesn't have a border on the Tyrian Sea anymore, and he's got no ships there anyway. So yeah, he could come at us from the sea or straight down this, kind of narrow strip of land. And that's important because if we proceed from the assumption that Assyria is the bigger country, probably going to have the bigger army, well, then this narrow section of land kind of negates their numbers, right? I mean, if we have a good combined arms army sitting here with a couple of onagers in the backfield, and then a row of archers in front of them, and then a row of fortified infantry in front of them, we're going to be able to hold that all day long, and he's not going to be able to do jack about it. So, yeah, okay. So, when we get to that point, I think this should be our goal. We take out both of these cities and then sue for peace. And that should kind of, I mean, Assyria is still going to be a threat, obviously, but that will pull enough of their teeth to prove the point, I think. So, yeah, that's kind of where my brain is on that. Do we have anybody we need to move? Um, Not really. These are my expeditionary guys. We're just gonna leave them here for now. I don't see any particular reason why we should spend orders to move them. We don't need them for anything at the moment, so they're kind of fine where they are. This guy's important. Okay, so we're gonna move the spearmen out to hang out at the Coliseum and fortify, and we're gonna move the onager into the city center. He's got a range 4, and we're gonna unlimber him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can take pot shots at them before they even step across the line. I love it. Okay, that's pretty sweet. This is starting to be a dangerous force now. Uh, Athena needs a governor. Do we have anybody that gives us, oh, science and half an order? You're hired. Yeah, okay. Uh, well, while we've got the orders to spare, oh, yeah, let's check out what did my gardener uh, give us? Lavender. Okay, well that's actually a good thing. We like that. Do we have any families that are like just totally in love with lavender? We do, and it's the sages. Ah, outstanding. Let's see. Hey, why are we? Uh, tribal truce. I don't think we. I don't even know where other vandal sites are. I'm not sure we need to worry about that. How old is our daughter now? She's 22. Uh, an increasing number, two of our families have actually adopted Zoroastrianism. I wonder, I wonder if it's maybe time to consider changing course. I mean, that would certainly be another step that would endear us further to the Assyrians, which is be a good thing. Um, it would hurt our relations with the artisan family. That's the only potential downside. But it would help with the other two, which, you know, I mean, that's not that's not bad. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we've already got a mission active. That's a pity. Okay, so I think I want to arrange a family marriage with. We have any good people in? Not really. I mean, he's 14. Don't know that. I don't know if that would be a really awesome choice. Oh, wait, wait. That guy might be. Uh, Governor Craters, maybe. Uh, uh, well, okay. Wow, but I'm thinking about too many things at once. Let's do one thing at a time. So let's start with uh, managing luxuries and sending lavender to the sages because they like lavender, and that will put us in uh, better standing with them. And I think because if there's no valid candidates, it will generate some new characters randomly. So I think I'm going to roll the dice and do a family marriage to get our line of succession kind of hooked up. So I think we're going to do that. And we're okay on the money, but I don't want to necessarily spend any more on. Uh, do we have another literature though, don't we? Yeah. So let's. I don't know that there's any value in not sending it. Let's go ahead and do that. And I mean, we may as well while we're doing. They certainly don't need it, but what the hell? Let's go ahead and just pop it on out there. And then last couple of orders, let's come on. There we go. Yeah, this is getting expensive. Okay, so that brings us just a shade closer. And I think we're only going to get one tile. We move out here and buy. I think we're just going to get the one, but then next turn we should be able to close the borders up. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, I think we're done. We'll move you just to spin the order. When I think we're basically just done. Okay, so what are we? We've got these two guys count as being up here. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 for here. Expeditionary forces at 4, and they're fine. These guys, they're at 3. Spearmen at 2, we'll bring them to 4. Byreme will give us a 3rd ship of the 4 that we originally wanted. Okay, so we're closing in on having the basic military we set out to build. And we're not there yet, but we're rapidly reaching that point. And I would say that's a very good thing. Plus, significantly, we have infiltrated a few Assyrian cities, and we have a much better idea of what they are capable of. So we're not ready to go rough and tumble on them yet, um, but we getting there. And I'm focusing a lot of effort on building those lumber mills because we're 5 years away from Bodkin Arrow, and that's going to allow us to upgrade all of our archers to longbow. And the combination of longbows and onagers is just evil. I mean, we can make short work of a lot of troops. And when we get swordsmen on top of that, oh, we're going to be able to cut through the Assyrian army that looks kind of scary right now, sitting in Tushpa, would fall apart like a pinata against a baseball bat when we get done, because that it's not even in the same zip code of quality of troops. So at that point, if they decide they want to play, oh, we'll totally play, and we will crush that army like a beer can. So yeah, we're not worried about that in the least. But for the moment, I'm going to stop this video here. We've got another uh, what, about ten more years worth of going, I think. Right? I don't know. Uh, no, no, let's keep going for a while. But I need to get some coffee soon. My eyes are starting to cross, and I want to reboot this computer again, see if I can coax a little more speed out of it. But aside from the fact that the computer's running a little sluggishly, I think this game is turning into something pretty special, something pretty cool. And when we are ready with the uh, new and improved Grecian army, oh, we're just going to be able to put such a world of hurt on really anybody. But by the way, let's check while we're waiting for the turn to cycle. I don't know that we've closed the gap any here. They're still stronger, competent. They're still similar with better tech. They're still similar with crap tech. And they're still similar with similar tech. So, yeah, the equation hasn't really changed yet, but that's because they're building troops at roughly the same pace that we are. The difference is going to be that we're hyper focused on the military techs. And so there's going to be this period of time, a window, a very specific window when we've got the top tier tech and they don't. That's going to give us, even if we have a slightly weaker, numerically weaker army, we're going to be able to make up the difference in quality of troops, and that's gonna that's gonna give us an overwhelming advantage in the end. But we'll see how that plays out. Or maybe, maybe we won't. Maybe I build the force to that point and then send the save back and then leave it to the original player. The original player can then take the army and run with it, or if he wants, and if he tries his luck at it, and wow, that no, I totally didn't. I couldn't make it work even with that army. Show me how to use it, because that's another thing, right? So let's say you get to this point and you're doing well, but then if you because learning how to deploy that force, I mean that's a separate skill. Building it is one thing, positioning it is one thing, but actually using it in battle and outmaneuvering the opponent, that's a whole another skill set. So, it may be the case that the original player comes back and says, I don't think I did as well as I could have, or they still overwhelmed the position, or whatever. Then, yeah, we can totally make some additional videos and just fight the war out from that point forward. Uh, but I think it would be cool to set the stage and then just hand the save file back over, and let them run with it. That'd be fun. And it looks like we got uh, our first scout back. I think it takes 20 years. Like they infiltrate, and it sets up the spy thing, and then after X number of years, I believe it's 20, you get uh, you get that back. Okay, so we get discontent, or or well, we get discontent, or we get discontent. Okay, uh, and we're not regal, so we can't do that. All right. Well, since two of our families are already Zoroastrian, let's do that and get the plus 40 since it's going to increase discontent anyway. So we might as well get something for it. Okay. How much stone do we have? Okay, we get 200 culture. I think I want that more than the stone, especially since the original players seem to be kind of aiming for a cultural win. So I want to do at least something to further uh, that that overall goal. Okay, we could get uh, a new court minister or a trade mission, which would help bulk up relations there. I think I want the trade mission. We haven't sent them a trade deal in a while, so that's a good, cheap, free way to do that. Uh, yeah, same thing here. We're just gonna do barracks. No, yeah, we're gonna do barracks because I can make up the. Wait a minute, what are all these barbarians doing way up in the north there? That's not pleasant. Near Heraclea. Oh dear. Okay. Well, let's go see what all the fuss is about. I'm sure we have an event of some kind that tells us why these guys are here. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, fortunately, we have some assets in the area. Uh, okay, this is not a big troop producing city anyway. So, yeah, okay, it'll lose some training points and whatever. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, we don't have any good agent choices for the moment. And for right now, I'm going to studiously ignore the barbarians not far away. I know we have to deal with them this turn, but let's, at a minimum, get the workers doing what they gotta do. Quarries, quarries, and more quarries. Okay. Uh, that's a hill, is it not? Yes, it is. Dude. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to stop this video after this turn anyway, because the computer's getting just heinously slow. So, have to give it a reboot here shortly. But let's see what kind of damage we can do to these knuckleheads. What do we got over here anyway? Okay, so we got 2 chariots, a maceman, and a spearman. I'm not too worried about anything except the maceman. Uh, I think, yeah. Well, no, see, I can't quite get position on him. Ideally, I'd like to hit him from here, but okay, well that would probably be worth force marching to do that. Yeah. And the reason is I get the defensive. Oh, no, it wouldn't let me because, yeah, I would have. Okay. So we will, well, screw that then. We'll just hit him from here. I was going to try to hit him from here because not only will we get a defensive bonus, but it would do the shock, the shock damage and pass through. That's what I was trying to optimize for, but we didn't. We weren't able. We could do it, but it would take more orders than it's really worth. So yeah, not gonna do that after all. Okay, wait a second. Um, let me see what this horseman can do. Okay, so he can't reach the guy that I just whacked. But if I come here, no, okay. So that's fine. I mean, I'm definitely gonna use him. I just don't know where yet. So that's cool. Uh, but I think in terms of killing this chariot that we just waylaid on. So yeah, right. So let's go here. Come on, dude. Seriously? Yeah. Well, that's not quite going to kill him. He's going to have like a single hit point left, but that's fine because we have a plan for that. Okay, there we go. And then we will bring our trusty axeman down. We'll put him right here. We'll take a shot at the spearman, which will also splash to the mortally wounded chariot, which will cause him to die. And then we will bring this conscript down. Yeah, I'll put him right here. Come on. Perfect. Take a pot shot on the spearman. Did a nice chunk of damage. I'll bring the archer down, who will also take a shot at the spearman. Well, I mean, if any of these guys get a critical, we can kill him, that much faster. But otherwise, it's just a matter of just keep shooting at it till it goes away. Okay, so now he's just got like a single point left. And I think if I just bring this archer down and get the kill shot. Okay, so that's 2 dead enemy units. Now, oh, no, conscript comes here. Why is Heraclea working on the master poet? Is there something weird with Heraclea that I can't? Because I did not tell it to work on the master poet. I don't know how it I don't know how it did that, but maybe there's some event that said the governor could pick, or I don't know what. But that's the second time I've seen it do something that I didn't tell it to. So could have been that before the save game got to me, there was an event that turned it into an autonomous city, or I'm not sure. But yeah, something's up with Heraclea because it keeps doing shit I didn't tell it to do. Don't really know why. It's not going to change anything materially, but it is kind of weird. Okay. Uh, oh man, computers get so draggy. But I can get the horseman where I need him. That's not going to be quite enough damage. I really wish it would. I'll have to see if I can pull something out of my hat to get rid of that so that all we're left with is the maceman. I think I can do that. But yeah, so that's kind of annoying. All right, so if we're here, and I can do that with a forced march, then I got the kill shot. Come on, dude, kill him, please. Please kill him. Yeah, I don't. Where did my archer even go? Okay, well, I don't want to do that. I don't know why he moved all the way up there. Uh, but yeah, we don't. Computer's getting evil lag now. Okay, so let's just see if we can get the kill shot here. There it is. All right. So we were able to deal with eh, most of the rebel uprising, which is fine. Maceman will get a shot on somebody, probably a conscript, which he will probably knock the hell out of. I don't think he's got enough juice to kill it. Uh, but yeah, he can take it to like half. So, I mean, that's not that's not great, but we won't wind up with any dead units and we'll be able to kill him next turn. So, that could be worse. A couple of turns spent healing and he should be just fine. So, having dealt with that little bit of uh, unpleasantness, let's use up the rest of our orders on worker jobs and moving scouts around. And I'll save this game. I'll stop the recording so I can reboot the computer and see if we can get a game that's not quite as laggy here. Okay. Last worker. Uh, okay. Well, come over here. Do another quarry. Good. Excellent. Then we got 5 cities that are idle. Okay. This guy, yeah, you're going to give me another spearman and another axeman. measure. I don't. Yeah, let's take the chariot. We need at least a couple of flankers. We've only got the one right now, so that's a that's a pretty safe choice. And then all right, I think we're gonna do the same thing here that we were doing. Oh no, no, Trapper, right? Because the order or the half order. Yeah, because we've got the buy remount. So yeah, Trapper for half an order. And then here we did the uh, forum specifically so we could get the extra point of civics, so we could build specialists faster, and we'll do this. And we'll build stonecutters because they also give civics, and that will further increase the speed of future specialists. So there's that. And then we can take this guy and let's just, I mean, mosey right on up into Assyrian business. Okay. Well, I like that. Let's infiltrate the heck out of it. Excellent. And we have another boat. And I don't really have anything that I necessarily want to do with the boat this turn, so I'm just gonna leave him right there. And we will do some exploration stuff, but I don't know right here at the tail end of the video if I want to start that in case we find something insanely cool and then it's like a cliffhanger. So we'll just wait on that uh, till next turn. Okay, so yeah, let's bring you up. Maybe. Hatefully slow. Okay. Computer is desperately in need of a reboot. Uh, right. Oh, you know what? This is going to suck though. Watch this because we're going to have to stand on that marsh that we started on 20 years ago. We'll be standing on it with a conscript, but he'll take a point of damage, and then we'll have to heal him up. It's not going to be fatal or anything, but it's an annoying thing that's going to happen. Now this should connect the borders when we move here, right? So we're going to come here, and it's going to see the border and it's going to say, oh, you must be trying to do connecty thing, and it's going to do that just automatically. Probably give us the C tile as well, and then we'll have to buy one more to really make it do what we, yeah, okay, so that's fine. Well, that's cool. We have accomplished or nearly accomplished a major mission getting that uh, intercoastal waterway thing for rapid troop transit. That's big. That's very big. Okay, I am totally jazzed about that. And I'll move this guy up here, and we're gonna move this guy up here, or as far as he can get. Okay. And that is where we will leave it for now because if I don't reboot this computer, I think it's going to blow up or something. So I apologize for the lagginess. We'll see if we can fix that for the next segment. But I think we made some major progress here. So I'm pretty excited. I hope you are. And I will see you in a bit.